Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to learn some basics on playing multiplayer in Asphalt 9. Now, to give you guys a disclaimer, this video is strictly for beginners. If you are an intermediate or an advanced player, then you won't be reading much from this video. Now, this is potentially the second video of the channel and I would love it if you guys would like the video and subscribe to the channel, as it will help out a lot. Alright, so now we will start things off with the DSE10s. Now if you are a beginner, then you really need to unlock this car. Buy blueprints from the store or whatever, just unlock this car and don't waste your tokens or anything else more precious than credits on these blueprints. Not only is it surprisingly good in multiplayer, but it is also very important for career. So basically it's a win-win. And yes, I realized that was not the best start. I thought it was normal course slipstream, but god, I was wrong. It was jungle. Let's not get lost and get back to the topic of the video. The E10 is a low top speed oriented car, meaning that it has low top speed and good all over stat. There are many low top speed oriented cars in every class basically, but of course other than the ones in the start, they are not just low top speed oriented cars, but they are just bad. And so these cars include DSE 10s, Elise, BMW i8 and I guess Generator G60 as well. It has a higher top speed though, and these cars are from the class D. Alright, moving on to class C now. The Dodge Viper, Chevrolet Camaro and the Asus Speed and a few more cars which are not listed here are low top speed oriented. And in class B there are many low top speed oriented cars like the Corvette Grand Sports, the V12 Vantage, Apex AP, oh yeah, AP0, whatever you call it, the Mercedes SLR, McLaren, and the list literally goes on and on. And in classes above, even the low top speed cars have like 350 plus top speed, so they're not really low top speed cars anymore at this point. Now that we know what low top speed oriented cars are, we can squeeze maximum efficiency from them. Most of these low top speed oriented cars would generally have higher handling and nitro stats. We can make use of this by using perfect nitro to get around turns that most other cars will be needing to drift to get around. And I personally have used this trick and it always works, like it literally works all the time. Staying on this topic, you should also never forget to take all the jumps you can possibly take, because why not? And that wraps up this topic. And with our topic ending, there is a special message for those of you who are known as noobs. Don't do 360s on ground, please, I beg of you, okay? Don't do 360s and don't knock down other people if they are passing you. Try to play better than them. Don't take them down, okay? No knockdowning, okay? Please, I beg of you. Like I've had so many incidences where stupid noobs try to, knock me down, and it makes me really angry. And with the end of this race, we are moving on to the next topic. I have tried to be consecutive with what I say and the videos that you guys see, so from now on the videos you guys see will be of high acceleration oriented cars, which is our next topic. The high acceleration oriented cars in some cases will have low top speed, but in most cases will have just mediocre top speed, and mostly these types of cars will not have very high nitro efficiency. But in most cases you guys will not even feel it, because due to their high acceleration these cars will reach the top speed in like no time at all. Talking about their handling and how you guys should drive them, you guys can quickly drift for a second and then just use imperfect nitro to get back on track. These types of cars sometimes would have bad handling, but in some cases will have mediocre handling, which is manageable, I would say. Overall, these cars in all cases are not balanced, like at all. These cars would sometimes have normal everything else and just stupid acceleration, as is the case with the newer cars. The older cars of this type were a little balanced, like the Mazda Furai, and that make them more fun to drive, I would say. Like it's fun to have it's not fun to have 88 acceleration and have one of the more worst drifting speeds and drifting radiuses in the whole game. Yes, I'm looking at you, Volkswagen electric car. I don't like you, but all in all, I do like your looks. From Class D, cars like Mazda Furai, Volkswagen Electric R and the Porsche Taycan Turbo S are included in this list. Nearing the end of this race, these were the cars from Class D. Now moving on to the Class C, we have Rizvani Beast X, Corsa Roturbo, Cura 2017 NXS. Oh wait, it's NSX, and the Scalo, Superletra, and a few more. Included in this list. The Rizvani Beast X is more of a low top speed oriented car, but since it has 84 plus acceleration, so we'll count it. And another thing to keep in mind is that when driving high acceleration oriented cars, it is very important that you should always use the nitro a few seconds right after start. Because for higher acceleration oriented cars, it is more beneficial to use nitro to gain top speed even faster than it is to maintain a little higher max top speed, you know. Sadly, I did not have a dedicated high acceleration oriented car from this class like the Corsa. The cars that I had were quite a bit balanced. I have told you guys that such cars which have high acceleration are not balanced like at all, but I have driven that car and yes, it was not balanced. It was the same as the Volkswagen electric car. Unlike the low top speed oriented cars, this list, the high acceleration cars, this list spawns upon up to Class S, with some cars having 89 acceleration, which is just stupid. Class B cars include Hurricane, Apollo IE, 911 GT3 RS, and a few more cars. Cars of this list at this point are getting more balanced and easier to drive, with cars like Wanda Electronics, Dinderbury, that's a weird name, SCGW07S, 911 GT2 RS Club Sport, and the Genetia K-Lone from Class S, being much more stable and overall balanced and easier to drive. I can't include cars from Class A and Class S because I'm tired at this point and there are a lot of cars with higher acceleration, so we'll just leave it at that. Just suppose every car with more acceleration than 84 has higher acceleration than usual. And that about wraps up our topic of the video, second topic of the video. With that, if you guys are enjoying this video, please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It would be a great help. Alright, right after that weird silence, we'll suppose that never happened and simply move on to the next topic, which is high top speed oriented cars. And man, are these cars hard to drive properly. You guys should keep this in mind, that cars of this type from lower classes like Class C and Class D should be used in daily events, and the cars from above classes like Class B, Class A and Class S should be used in both daily and multiplayer events, as they would have relatively mediocre other stats, and it would just make it easier to maintain that high top speed. But in the case of cars from lower classes, they only have really high top speed, like they don't have much else going for them. Such cars can easily be slowed down by other slower cars, and it just makes it harder to gain that high top speed again. Hence, they should not be used in multiplayer. The high top speed oriented cars list is further divided into two parts, being the lower end cars and higher end cars. In the case of lower end cars, they should not be driven normally, as they won't be able to gain much high top speed. In these types of cars, drifting should be avoided at all costs. Like literally, like most of the turns should be taken without drifting. That's actually better for these cars. And these cars, but that is due to these cars having bad handling. So drifting will literally just break all of their speed in just a snap. And staying on this topic, I should also clear that most of the times you should not use nitro. Like, well, yes, you should say preserve nitro for jumps in these cars, and mostly use only shockwave to get on that very high top speed. Other than that, you should not waste your nitro. Moving on to higher end cars, top speed comes with agility, which can be used to perform some seriously cool speed tricks. Higher top speed oriented cars are usually the king of their classes in events and in multiplayer some cases, and Venom F5 being the king of the game in multiplayer and events both. But with higher end top speed cars, you guys will be needing to learn speed tricks like float drift and punch drift, as they are very helpful and also, of course, awesome looking. I will also make a video on that soon. Up until now, the clips of cars that you guys were seeing were lower end high top speed oriented cars, and the last race that you guys will see will be of a higher end car, and you guys can see what I mean by speed tricks. Now I know that my run is not the best, but I just wanted to give you guys an example. And with that, folks, I hope you enjoyed today's video. This was a lot of work for me and it literally took me like 7 hours to completely edit this video. So I would really love it if you guys would like the video and subscribe to the channel. And with that, folks, stay home, stay safe. I'm out.